I don't think heading into the season, any person put either the Niners or the Dolphins to have a top 5 offense.
What?
I could pull up many lists that did not have the Dolphins on top 5 heading into the season offenses.
That's like the Dolphins propaganda that they want to show you on Twitter. Be like, oh, we're getting counted out. Can you guys name the top 10 play callers in the NFL?
Okay, Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, 1, 2.
San Francisco is 2. Miami is 6.
Spicy.
Analytics mean nothing.
Matty, tell us, are you worried about the Eagles at all after that loss to the Jets?
No, not at all. It's the NFL. I think everyone just overreacts over every loss.
Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off by the Game Day. By the Game Day. We're back, baby. Happy CAPeteria Day, as always.
I love this day.
I know, it's one of the best days of the week.
CAPeteria Day.
So who's hotter?
I look forward to CAPeteria Day more than I look forward to NFL Sunday. Hot take?
Yeah, that was
Hot take.
No, cold take. Fact.
Cold as a turkey take. Fact.
Cold.
Oh.
Yeah, Cap.
CAPeteria.
You guys like the hat I'm wearing today because the Browns beat the Niners, so now this is the best team.
Well, you're a Browns fan. That's how it works.
Oh,
right?
that's-
Any team.
You know what that's called? Transitive property.
Transitive property,
yes.
of course. So whoever beats the Browns next, that will be who
I will also compliment your style today, your fashion, your color palette. It's very much something I resonate with.
You
I
love
see
when he
you, I
wears that.
hear you.
He's worn
It's
this
every
exact
time-
outfit, and you
the
said
brown
the same
pants,
exact
Bro,
thing.
it's every
Brown
time I
hat.
wear these sweats. He
Yeah.
loves
I like the
those
shoes, too,
sweats.
the little New Balance. I like
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Very
you know,
nice.
the Leon Dior's. It's not a
Look,
big
never
deal.
forget when we went home. Matan was able to see one of my friends come out wearing the exact same.
Oh,
my
with the
pockets,
Bro,
the
he had
Say
the
No
knee
Miles.
pockets. He had a
That's
shout out
funny
his
as
boy
fuck.
The knee-
Stefan, who's
the
wearing
knee
the knee
pockets?
pockets, and he was wearing Say Normal T-shirt.
No
Bro,
way, really?
I've never
Oh, yeah,
seen
'cause that's
anyone
like a
wear
connection.
Say
I sent you
Normal
guys a
besides
Snapchat.
Adam.
Say normal?
No.
Oh, I thought you knew somebody.
I just put them on.
I haven't seen anyone wear Say Normal. Say Normal. See, I can't even say it because
Well, it's a European brand. It's not a
Besides
very.
you, though.
Way too bougie to even pronounce.
They
it
got the
properly.
orange tag on everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks like you're straight from the dry
I like the
cleaners.
hoodie you wear, though.
Thank you. I almost wore another
Can
one.
you,
That
like,
green
zip it all
one?
up,
Is that the
blue
green
face?
one?
I have a few.
Nah, it's the
I
orange.
have 4 Say No Miles.
Oh my god.
Holy.
I don't have that kind of bread.
Cozy?
Extremely cozy.
Cheap?
They look cozy.
Like $100 for a hoodie.
The shoes are fire too.
That's steep.
It's north.
Really?
Yeah, that's
steep.
It's
That's
swaggy.
steep. $80 is like my max on a hoodie. That's,
No, a good
No,
hoodie.
if it's a really
good
nice
hoodie's
one,
100.
I would rip 100.
A good
I love
hoodie
a
could
nice
go
one.
anywhere from like
Yeah.
$80 to like $150.
I got this
depending
one
on,
for
like,
free.
The material.
150 is aggressive.
That's why I
150 's
said
aggressive.
that's the top
150 's
end.
aggressive. You were about to ask, who's hotter, Braxton Berrios or Alex Earl? Is that what you were about to ask? We
Well,
posted.
it is out. It's Alex, if we're being completely
It's not.
honest.
I agree.
If we're being completely honest, it's Alex.
I agree. It's
But
Alex.
I'll say Braxton.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's Braxton.
Some of the comments were like,
One-
Braxton's is real.
Yeah, I was gonna
Braxton
say
didn't need surgery to get
one
that.
needed
That's also
surgery.
true.
One
valid.
needed surgery to be having this to even be put in this conversation. The other did not. That was made in
No,
the
no,
fucking
no.
lab.
Have you seen Alex pre-surgery?
Yeah, I thought she was
Still
hotter.
hot.
I thought she was actually hotter.
Still really hot.
I thought she was hotter.
Pre-surgery to what?
The
Till
people,
now.
the
She got-
people
she got-
that
she got fakies.
But what else? Was that it?
lips too,
Lips
nose.
too, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, the lips are so fake.
Look, one's made in the gym, one is made in a doctor's office. I will take the natural.
I'd
one.
still like to shake that doctor's
Facts.
hand. However,
Who would you rather?
Braxton.
Braxton Berrios on the field. Braxton Berrios.
I don't know. Adam's he's debating.
I'd rather watch.
The reason we asked that is we went to Hard Rock. When we were at Hard Rock, we asked that question, and obviously all the Dolphins fans said Berrios is hotter. They were just like the abs, man.
That's cool, Mims.
If he was taller, if he was like 6'3", he'd legitimately
he'd
be
be
like
the
he'd be
hottest man
people's hottest man of the year.
He'd be like Channing Tatum.
Sexiest man of the year. I think that's what it is.
All right, well, let's get into the episode. Later on this episode, we're gonna have Matty Bets,
Matty Bets.
on the episode.
Matty Bets?
Shout out
Expert
Matty
better,
Bets, bro.
better. You've probably seen him on TikTok. And he's a good UFC better, good NFL better. So we'll be talking to him. Big Eagles fan as well. So we're going to get him on the pod for the later half of this episode. So stick around for our time with him. But for now, let's get into some CAPeteria. We got a couple games.
Cappers.
Adam came to us before the pod. He was like, I got 8 games for you today. I'm ready.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
that's too many games.
Where do you
Nah,
want
I
to
like
start?
that.
You how many games do you have? 2?
7.
What?
Siete?
I have 3.
Okay, we'll
Plus
start
4.
We'll start with. We'll give you 2.
How many
for
do you
now.
actually have?
I have 3.
We'll give you 2 for now.
Plus
so that,
5.
So
Vamos a
that, and if we have
empezar
time
con
before
dos.
Matty comes on, then we'll get to your third. We'll go 1 game from you, Jack. You have another game.
Well, they're pretty
and
quick.
Then back to
They're
you.
quick.
All right,
Okay.
go with one
Oh,
of
this
them.
is quick?
Somewhat.
You have a list?
I
Dan?
have list checking it twice.
Check it now.
Trying to find out who's naughty or nice.
I don't know why it's interesting that Jewish people know Christmas songs like
Santa
You wanna know why?
Claus
Why?
is
Because the singers are Jewish. I knew it. I knew it. Yep.
Most of the good Christmas songs were written by Jews.
that. Really?
Fun fact, yeah.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense.
It's a
Now,
fact.
So I'm gonna actually have
Now
to
that
make
one
an
doesn't
adjustment on
make
this. So
sense.
we will start with
Why?
this one.
I don't know. Good songwriters.
that's a
Sure.
good point. That's
Didn't know
probably-
that was a thing that y'all got.
Apparently.
Good job.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with.
Not great chefs.
Hey, gentlemen.
Yeah. Gefilte fish.
Yeah, their cuisine is not so always there.
The Jews,
but
we
I don't
have
think anyone's
terrible
ever
food.
talked about Israeli cuisine.
Israeli food
Mediterranean,
is awesome,
no?
bro.
Mediterranean, but
Shawarma? You ever have shawarma?
it's good.
Pita and hummus? You never had shawarma?
Oh, we got
Pita
it.
and hummus. Is
All right,
good.
let me play my
It's
game.
Mediterranean food. That's what
I
Israeli
didn't know that was
food
called
is.
shawarma though.
Shawarma.
But
Oh,
Jew,
shawarma
I'm
is
sorry,
separate-
Jewish
separate.
cuisine is
Oh, I
different
don't know
from
what shawarma
Israeli
is.
cuisine.
No,
You never had shawarma?
All right, Adam, you
I've
got
never heard
one?
of it.
I
Kylie,
do have.
You've never
one.
heard of it?
No.
This is
Oh,
your
really?
first time hearing the word shawarma?
I've never heard that word.
You never heard
Oh.
shawarma?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I want to get into this. You've never heard the word shawarma.
I have not. I've
Very
not.
good. Chicken shawarma, very good.
What is it?
Incredible.
It's
Chicken
a spice.
shawarma?
It's a spice marinade.
It's a spice
that they-
marinade on meat, and it's usually on a giant rotisserie, and it's like and they like shave meat off it, and then you put it in like a pita
It's
with
gas.
hummus and salad,
Okay.
like
You
cucumber,
hummus
tomato
with
salad.
tzatziki or like,
Yeah,
yeah.
whatever, tahini, like
I feel you've definitely had it
And you
like
wrap
on
it up.
accident one time.
I've never heard of that in my life.
street meat. You ever see one of those street carts with the guy and the street carts with the the Middle Eastern guy? And
Yeah, I don't go to those.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I don't do
miss
that.
it out. Miss it out. There's good value, high quality.
You can get a chicken shawarma bowl for like $5.
Oh.
They're awesome.
Dude, a little gyro, a little lamb gyro.
I love
That's
it.
Is
a
it
shawarma.
Euro or gyro or
It's-
gyro?
It's technically gyro.
Yeah, but
That's what I thought it was.
gyro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lamb-
I
little
said
lamb
that. I
gyro.
said that one time here, like while I was ordering one. He goes, "You mean a gyro?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I guess."
Okay, gentlemen, are we ready to jump into this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
And we're going to
I-
get Felipe a shawarma for lunch.
Yep. I
actually-
have a game ready. We played it last week. We're going to play it again. It's
CAPeteria.
called the Blind Quarterback Taste Test. I want you
go,
to
dude.
blindly rank these 5 quarterbacks. Okay? Please
Taste
check
test?
the Caps Off group chat. I have texted you all the list.
Thank
but
you.
I will
Wait,
proceed.
that's helpful.
Before Adam gets into his questions, make sure
There's
you subscribe
5?
to the YouTube.
You're going to rank
There's
these
5
5
guys?
quarterbacks blindly. The first quarterback has 1,618 passing yards,
boy.
11 touchdowns, a 105.1 passer rating, and a 73.3 QBR. The second one has 1,593 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 95.7 passer rating, 72.5 QBR. The third one has 1,876 passing yards, 14 TDs, 114.1 passer rating, and 74.8 QBR. Player number 4, 1,396 passing yards, 10 TDs, 111.9 passer rating, and a 77 QBR. And last but not least, player 5, 1,542 passing yards, 7 TDs, 84.7 passer rating, and 59.8 QBR.
Which one is Tua?
I will not tell
Player
you.
3.
So one of them is
obviously.
Tua.
Yeah, it's player 3.
Yeah, obviously the one that's really good is Tua.
Here's the thing, like what
I agree.
this season has showed us is that like none of this shit matters. It matters what offense you're in.
Jack sent in his rating.
I sent in my rankings.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me
I just did that so I
analyze
could-
here. I kind of checked
Now,
out.
I
You were
will-
saying so many numbers that I
Yeah.
wasn't even listening to you. I'm going to read now. Reading. Yeah, I agree with you.
Adam, I'm going 3-1-4-2-5.
31425. Got it, Jack. Jack's 31425. This is a democratic approach.
Please
Felipe,
hold.
what are you doing? Please write in the group what will be happening, and then I will let you know
Hold
what
on.
is going on.
Oh, I gotta write it in the group too.
Yep, right in the group.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. You could say it, but
I would just say what Jack did.
Okay,
I just do what Jack did.
3-1-4-2-5.
Even though I know that's not an accurate depiction of like the actual quarterback
But
rankings.
from the blind
But
taste
from the blind
test,
taste test, if we were just gonna look at stats, which we know doesn't tell the whole picture, I would do what Jack did.
I agree. I don't see how you could really do
To
it. a
clarify,
different
this
way.
is not a
Maybe you
stat
could go
about-
4-over-1, but
To
or maybe you
clarify-
can go 2-over-4.
To
yeah.
clarify, this is not a stat about Tua Tagovailoa.
3-1-4-2-5. Who is it?
I think-
3-1-4-2-5.
3-1
All in
reveal.
agreement.
2-5.
These are the 5 quarterbacks from the
Reveal it
5-1
in-
teams in the NFL.
So who's
Reveal
player
it
one?
from
Player
3-1-4-2-5,
1 is, or 3, player 3 is Tua Tagovailoa, of course. That was easily the number 1. You know who's number 2 on your list? Jared Goff.
Player one is
Yeah,
number
I'm a Jared
Jared
Goff
Goff.
Player
guy.
1 is Jared Goff.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Player
makes
4
sense.
is Brock Purdy.
Ooh! I said
Player
you could put 4 above 1.
Player 2 is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And player 5 is Jalen Hurts. So, those are the 5 quarterbacks from the 5-1 teams.
So looking at their stats, if we were blind ranking just based on their stats, 2 is the best quarterback in football.
It was actually more so to highlight my good pal Jack to my right notion that Jared Goff should be in the MVP conversation.
He should be.
I wanted to credit that.
Would you like to backtrack a little bit on your take from Monday and be like, hey, maybe Jack was onto something. Like maybe Jared Goff should be in that convo.
I will take a half a step back. And that half a step is to say that you were correct that he should be in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I will not put him over Brock. I will not put him over Mahomes.
No.
I will not put him over Tua.
No. But I'm saying he should
I
be
will
in that
also
top
still take
4 to
Josh
5
Allen
conversation.
personally, but I think he's just outside the top 5.
Jared Goff's been playing way better than Josh Allen this year.
Yeah, but so far, but I still think
But
Josh
I give him
Allen
Yeah,
credit.
that's what I'm saying.
I give
will
credit.
finish ahead.
Dude, through almost
weeks.
what? Is this a third of the way through the season about?
Yeah.
That's
Now,
a good chunk.
I also
That's
don't
a
want
good
anyone
chunk.
to come, like, if the QBRs switched, I made this yesterday. The QBRs are they barely moved because these are the top 5 quarterbacks, but don't come at me for being like, it's a point off or some nonsense. But yeah, congrats on Jared Goff. It was not meant to be a Tua stat, but of course, because Tua is the best quarterback in the NFL, it always is a Tua stat.
It's always
It's always a
comes down
two
to Tua.
stat. It's always
Tua
a
over
two
Herbert.
But
that week.
it is interesting. I feel like Patrick Mahomes this year has not been the same dude that we've been accustomed to seeing. I mean, Travis Kelce's fallen off a little bit. I feel like he's kind of getting a little bit older.
with
He has no
injuries,
help at
too.
receiver
And still
besides
had-
Texas Rasheed Rice.
9 for 125 or something, though.
What?
Travis Kelce popped off.
Oh yeah, last week. But I'm saying the rest of the season he hasn't been like awesome.
He's been dealing with
Injuries.
injuries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's falling off.
No, I think it's kind of interesting though. I wonder if Mahomes plays like this the whole year, that maybe he'll get like, he'll still be like the best quarterback in the league, but like
They're
it'll
still
be
5-1.
Like I don't know.
No, I don't think it's close at all. It's not fair to compare a guy like Brock Purdy or Tua, who has this perfect offensive system around them with amazing weapons. You can't compare like just stats wise.
Sure, but I don't think heading into the season, any person put either the Niners or the Dolphins to have a top 5 offense in the NFL.
The
Dolphins,
Dolphins.
the Dolphins,
Maybe the
the
Dolphins.
Dolphins were
Both
not.
of them.
I can
feel
pull
like
up
both of them.
many.
The
I
Niners
can
were
pull.
ridiculous
I can
last
pull
year.
up many lists that did not have the Dolphins on top 5 heading into the season offenses.
But that's like the Dolphins propaganda that they want to show you on Twitter. Be like, oh, we're getting counted out.
Everyone
knew
Both
with
of them.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen.
Our fucking God and Savior Trey Wingo didn't fucking have them. Acho didn't have them. Other people, many people, ESPN didn't have them.
We
Fucking
didn't rank-
CBS.
we never ranked offenses.
We didn't. I'm saying people had, like, if you look on social media, people did not have those teams in the
They
top
probably
5.
didn't have
In the
Brock
top
or
5 offenses?
Tua.
In the top 5
Yeah,
offenses.
that's different.
Yeah.
No, they definitely had the
Offenses.
offenses.
Offenses. You want me? I'll find stats. Like,
Bro, I
disagree.
promise
I
you
think-
people said that about the Dolphins.
I think if you were to say the top 5 offenses before the season, both the Niners and Dolphins would be
It'd
on
be
that
those
list.
two. It'd be the
Easily.
Chiefs. It would be
They would
like,
put the Cowboys in there, and that's one that regresses. Definitely not a top 5 offense there anymore.
Yep.
But those two teams were there and are still there, I would
yeah,
say.
Niners would have been like on the back end of that possibly. But
The
they probably
Niners,
would
I
have been
think,
4 or
certainly
5.
would have been up there.
Well, I don't know. Some people were a little disrespectful, but you know.
heading into the NFL season on NFL.com, the Dolphins weren't even in the top 10. The Niners
Offenses?
were. Offenses.
Well, NFL.com.
Who wrote that?
Adam Sheen, who's also
Adam Shine?
Shine.
Oh, I worked with him in the
Oh,
past.
really?
Yeah.
He's also a massive Dolphins like supporter on social.
He's dope. I'm a big fan of Adam Shine.
I mean,
Alright, so there you
you
go.
want me to keep fucking going down it? You want me to open up this athletic?
You got it, bro.
Thank
good
you.
for you. You won. Good job.
Hey.
I'm proud of
Oh,
you.
yeah, I forgot. That was the only offensive rankings.
Well, I can
only
find
one,
more.
yeah.
In the world. No. That's the only one. You can't find any more. Hey, Adam, nice job with your rankings. 2 is awesome.
Don't worry, I got 2 more games.
Jack, give us a game that proves to us why Brock Purdy should be MVP.
Well, I'm just so excited for Adam that he's got like 7 more games to go. This is gonna be so much
One of
fun.
them's really not a game though. One is just a stat.
But I'm just so excited for Adam.
Yeah.
All right, you
general.
give it to us.
All right, so I was perusing Twitter. Y'all saw this too. Essentially, this one guy, this analytics boy, I gotta find it. He basically said play caller rankings. It's some analytics guy, Stephen Patton, big NFL analytics dude. He devised an algorithm to basically say who the best play callers are on offense in the NFL. And they're ranked 1 to 32. Can you guys name the top 10 play callers in the NFL?
Okay, Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, 1-2.
Well, we're gonna start with we'll just say teams. You don't have to say the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Okay.
San Francisco,
It's
Miami.
San Francisco is 2. Miami is 6.
Oh,
Spicy.
Analytics mean nothing.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Not in the top 10.
Wow.
They're 14th.
We're just gonna throw them out.
Yeah, we'll now just go
Just keep
Lipe,
going.
Adam, Matan.
Oh, okay. So I'm next.
We had to have some order.
What are they called?
Play
Or
callers.
if y'all
what's-
just want to start spitting.
I think
things.
If you know the head coach / offensive coordinator, say who it is also. So Kansas City.
I got a
Chiefs.
spicy one
Andy
because
Reid. I don't know
I
who they're-
saw not this list, but I saw another one about offenses.
All right, I'm gonna go Detroit.
Detroit's number one.
Detroit.
Number one.
Detroit.
Shout out.
See that?
Most
Shout out
expensive
Campbell's Chicken Noodle
Hey,
Soup.
You watch that team. They have some awesome fucking
Hey,
teams.
you see the consistency with his list just now?
Huh?
3 of those teams we just said that all were there were in your top 5
Yep.
quarterbacks.
Yep. True.
Play calling is the
Yeah.
biggest
Hey,
thing.
they're also spending the most money on offense. Shout out Ben Johnson. I'm the Bills.
Bills are 7.
Ken Dorsey.
Shout out Miramani High School. Go Mavs.
Shout out
Monty,
go
shout out
Hurricanes.
Ken Dorsey.
Go
Shout out
Miami.
Orinda.
Shout out Miami Dolphins.
Nope,
Hurricanes.
Shout out
Hurricanes.
Nation's Giant Burgers.
Yeah, thanks. Shout
Rip
out
one.
Shout
Rip
out
one.
Cactus Taqueria.
Rip
East
one.
Bay, Cactus
Gotta think.
Taqueria.
Hey, Matan.
My
Rip
Mexican
it.
cuisine.
Water
Gotta
Creek.
think.
Yeah, the Creek,
Gotta
Dub
think.
C.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep, that feels right.
No, sir.
Eagles are not in the top 10?
They're 11th.
What? Fuck them. They suck.
I'm
Jalen
0 for
Hurts.
2. Fuck me.
Jalen Hurts.
Just
yeah.
Jalen
Yeah, he's
Hurts.
calling plays.
Could
Felipe?
you imagine if players had to
Oh,
call
it's
their
my
own
turn?
plays?
Fuck.
Best play caller.
I got a sleeper.
Yeah?
Sleeper, yeah.
Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles. I guess.
8th. Good job.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay, I think the Vikings are going to be in that list.
Dude, no.
Oh,
They're 15th.
because I saw an offensive
I think
ranking.
the Giants are going to be
I
on
saw an
that list.
offensive ranking. I saw an offensive ranking that had them in terms of like
They're good offense.
being able to. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know the metrics that this guy
All right,
used,
all
but
right,
this is
all right.
interesting.
All
I'm
right,
just going
all
to
right.
try it, even though I know it's not true. The Dallas Cowboys.
4th.
Let's go.
Mike
That's
McCarthy.
insane. I would love to see the metrics.
Is
here.
Jerry Jones a product of the system?
Jerry Jones could be.
Yeah, that's a
Jerry
good point.
Jones is a product of the system.
That's when I saw this. I was like, how the fuck are the Cowboys 4th?
How the fuck are the Cowboys fourth?
Falcons.
Falcon. Oh, wait, you know what I realized? This list was sorted. Oh, no, this is total play calling, offense, and defense. I just totally realized that.
Now it makes sense. The Cowboys' offense is probably like,
yeah.
31, and then the defense brings them up like
Offense
all the way.
totally-
All
Yeah,
right,
offense
but let's
totally
keep
different.
going, and because now we have a little more light on this topic, and we've got we got 4. We got
These
4.
are just the best play callers, offensive and defensive.
All right, so
Yeah,
it's
well,
head
Dan
coaching
Quinn,
basically.
Dan Quinn's amazing. Shout out Dan Quinn for putting
It's
the
head
Cowboys
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
yeah. No, because the Cowboys' offense is.
So it's essentially the best coaching in the NFL.
How bad is the Cowboys' offense?
It's really fucking bad. It's negative 0.14, whatever that metric is.
It's a negative.
All right,
Negative's
let's
always-
finish this list because
All right, wait. Do you want me to just rehook that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. This guy devised a metric to determine the 10 best coach teams in football. Can you guys name them?
okay, yeah, we'll
That
Let's
changes
go.
everything for me. I was thinking just strictly offenses. All right, you
Well,
got
that
one?
makes sense why the Dolphins are 6.
Yeah,
And
and not one.
not, yeah.
Yep,
Or
yep,
0.
The Niners were what again?
2.
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
Yep.
I can't believe I said the Vikings.
Well, shit, dude.
By the way, Adam, the Dolphins in offense, best.
Saints.
Duh.
Saints, no, 27th.
Seahawks.
Oh, God.
Seahawks are not there. Worst offense, by the way, is the Saints.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's not bad.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They
Good
are
guess.
not there. They're 20th.
Bad guess. Terrible
Damn, we're
guess.
we're guessing all the worst ones right now. I'm gonna go with the Denton Guyer Wildcats.
Yeah,
Great guess. I was
number
about to-
1.
Yes. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No.
I'm scrolling.
We're
They're
guessing
18th.
Saints. I mean, I guess Saints.
18th.
My bad. 18th.
The,
Oh,
the
that's
Ravens.
The Ravens, 3rd.
Okay. On the board.
Offensive rating, not good, but defense rating, great. Very good.
I kind of want to do the
defensive.
offense.
Play good D.
We can do the offensive later. Go on.
New York Jets.
New York Jets,
fuck we are.
16th.
Tough.
Rip it. Rip it.
All right,
Uh,
so
Okay. Buffalo
want me to
Bills.
Buffalo
did
Bills,
Bills.
7th. We already
Yes,
said.
I got it
Good
again.
job.
On
Again.
the field.
All right, so best
Browns.
coach teams in football per this metric: Lions, Niners, Ravens, Cowboys, Packers, Dolphins, Bills, Rams, Jags, Browns.
Jags.
I-
We
yeah,
didn't
I
get
said on the field.
The Jags.
Jags.
on
Yeah,
the
Peterson
field.
is
I
great.
just
Field.
said the on the fields. Yeah.
Oh, on the fields, the Browns.
Yeah.
Yep, good
yeah,
job.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. The 10 worst. If you want to hear it real
The
quick,
10 worst coach teams.
10 worst coach teams in football right now.
Giants.
So number 1, Bears, then Titans,
Steelers.
Patriots, Bengals, Broncos, Saints, Colts, Giants, Raiders, Panthers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pretty
Yikes.
terrible.
Those
teams.
are all
Yep.
bad.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Coaching matters, man.
Yo, we got to move in. We got our very special guest here. He's about to come in with us on the Zoom. What we got? All right, we got our very special guest in here, the host of the Disciplined Degens pod. He's an
Great
Eagles
name.
fan, probably here to give me and Felipe shit for being Cowboys and Giants fans.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matty Bets.
Ready?
What up, Matty? Welcome in, man.
Appreciate you guys. How we doing?
Pretty
doing?
good.
Really
Pretty
good
good.
timing.
How are you doing, fellow Eagles fan over here?
I'm recovering. I'm
That's
recovering
good.
still, but luckily I bet my Eagles in the first half and not the game this weekend. So that was literally the only positive about the game. But couldn't believe Jalen threw those 3 picks. It's not a good game for sure.
Matty, tell us, are you worried about the Eagles at all after that loss to the Jets?
No, not at all. It's the NFL. I think everyone just overreacts over every loss, Cowboys included. I took the Cowboys last night. They scared me. They scared me a few times in that game. But I think everyone overreacts to the NFL just week to week. And I want to play our best ball late in the season. Like
Thanks.
early in the season, I don't want to be clicking on all cylinders yet. We did that last year. I think we started like 8-0, and then we lost that Washington game. And then it worked out well. We got to the Super Bowl, but I'd rather be playing our best ball at the end of the season. So
It's a good take.
Yeah, you see, I've had nothing, so I'd rather be playing my best ball whenever we can, and that's for the Dolphins. So I will definitely take playing well right now, and I will happily see you Sunday. And because you guys lost, we will probably lose by 40. But hopefully we can make it 30.
Adam's going to the game.
I will be at the game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
We were
nice.
talking about this yesterday. We were talking about a little bit of a wide receiver tier list. And we had Tyreek in his own tier of his own. And then we had like the kind of 1B tier. Some of us had a little bit of a disagreement that we want your thoughts on as an Eagles fan.
yeah.
Is A.J. Brown still a top 5 wide receiver, basically?
Oh, I'm biased, but honestly, I would put him as a top 10 guy in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's a top 5 and like at this stage of his career. I would put him at a top 10 for sure, though.
Yeah, I would definitely. We were talking about it. Like he's.
The guys that are ahead of him,
Okay,
we're
here-
pretty set on.
Yeah. Well, the guys we had ahead over A.J. Brown, like hands down, were Tyreek, Jettis, Jamar, Devontae, Cooper Kupp, and Stephon Diggs.
And then after that, I think it's clear.
And then after that, it was A.J. Brown. But those were like the clear 6 ahead.
Yeah. Did you say Devontae?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think Cooper Kupp, like, I know Cooper Kupp's always controversial. He's so good, but he's just always controversial where you have him.
I don't know,
Yeah, it's
I
'cause,
don't know
like,
where exactly I would
'cause
put
he's-
Cooper Kupp, honestly.
It's potentially
Could be,
potentially because of his,
honestly.
potentially because of his skin color. Also potentially because that offense is just so great. Sean McVay knows how to scheme up his guys, and he could
Right.
be a product of that. But hey, other guys are also product of great offense.
Yes.
Talk about a guy who's a product of the system, potentially Jalen Hurts. We've talked about this a bunch. Do you think that the NFL has figured out Jalen Hurts and the Eagles?
Definitely not. Definitely not. So I have a lot of friends that are Eagles fans too, and I'll tell you the majority of them were very low on Jalen Hurts years ago. I was the only one out of my group that was like, look, this guy's going to make it. You got to trust the process and believe in him. He's going to develop.
TTP.
So I lived in Tuscaloosa for 4 years, right? So I actually owned a cheesesteak shop right next door to Bryant Denny Stadium. And Jalen Hurts walked in my shop one day, and I'm just sitting there on my laptop working. Never met him before. He just walks in by himself. He looks at the menu, and he asks our cashier a few questions, and then he walks out. He doesn't order anything. And then so I go up to my cashier. I was like, "Why did he leave?" And they were like, "Well, we don't have any vegetables or any lettuce." And we're like a Philly cheesesteak shop, so like we don't have. It's like white American whiz with without, just onions, like that's it. And he just left. He just left the restaurant. So it was funny. But long story short, I always believe in Jalen Hurts. Like I couldn't believe how well he handled being benched in the championship game to Tua. I was there. I was able to experience both those guys in Tuscaloosa, and both stand-up dudes. I believe in both their futures in the NFL. And I just think that Jalen has that it factor I've always believed in. He has the intangibles. And I just think that it took him a little bit of time to develop into the NFL. But, I mean, you see all the other NFL teams that can't do the brotherly shove and the quarterback sneaks and the Russian plays. And you just feel confident that he's going to be able to do that over the long run because he's not really putting himself in harm's way. He's pound for pound one of the stronger guys on the field. He's not perfect every game. He's had some really bad reads this year in some of the games, and he's missed a lot of throws, honestly. But again, I want them to be playing good late in the season, and I think we'll be just fine.
You're saying that Jalen Hurts walked into a Philly cheesesteak place and didn't get a Philly cheesesteak. How do people think that guy's built for
from
Philly, huh?
He's from Texas.
What's with that? What's with that? And then he gets drafted to Philly? Yeah, he's from Texas. All right, fine.
We don't know about Philly cheesesteaks in Texas, man. I'll be real with you.
Well, like the fact that he's like, yeah, Philly cheesesteak. Where's all the veggies? It's like, no, dude, it's meat and
You're in
cheese.
the wrong.
Philly
In that little quiet, calm
God.
voice that he talks like this. I feel like
You would have
he's
thought a
super
man who
calm.
squats 600 pounds would have been okay with some extra cheese, some meat,
some
yeah.
whiz.
Be all right.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
that's why he's not cut out for Philly. I think that's what we've done.
Matty,
good point.
you're a big UFC guy. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
So we were talking about this yesterday or the other day when the Niners and the Browns were playing each other, and Trent Williams is always kind of trying to pick a fight with
Always
people.
in a fight, yeah.
So one of the hypothetical questions we had with each other, a little debate we had, is who do you think would win in a fight, Trent Williams or Myles Garrett?
Ooh, I'm going Trent Williams.
He's so big.
Why is that?
He's just a massive dude. Like he's just a massive dude. I mean, obviously, like, every fight's different. Like, is it a 3-round fight? Is it a street fight? Is it a 5-round fight? Because then cardio is a factor. But like Trent Williams, man, is just a guy you would not want to mess with.
Yeah. Oh, my
Absolutely. That dude, when you get him angry, I feel like that's probably got to be the scariest thing in the world.
No, I'll be honest. I'm taking Myles Garrett. You ever see the big show versus like The Rock or something like
Not a
that?
big
in
WWE guy.
WWE.
Yeah, that's also
WWE?
fake.
Yeah, but just here.
I don't know if you knew that. Am I mad, bro?
No way, but wait.
Yeah.
Also,
Spoiled it.
Santa's not real. Yeah, hate
What?
to break it to you. Yeah.
Well,
What?
I was just saying more so body types. Like, I'm gonna take the guy who can probably pick him up, and that's what
And, like,
happened.
jump over
The
him.
Rock or Batista would pick up the Big Show, even though they planned it. So who is to say Myles Garrett and Trent Williams can't plan
I
it?
want to see Myles Garrett try to lift Trent Williams above his head.
I'm also probably going to take Chandler Jones in both of them, even though it's not a great time to talk about
Yeah,
it.
I don't know about that. one.
And that's because he's related to John Jones.
Matty,
Yeah.
if there was
good point.
any NFL player you'd want to see in a boxing ring or in a UFC ring, what NFL player do you think would be the most successful in a fight?
That's a good question. I always wanted to see Le'Veon, and then we finally saw it. Just because like
that was
Le'Veon,
terrible.
That was bad.
yeah, it didn't end up that great, but like he just had great patience on the field. So like you just wonder how that was going to translate in a fight.
Savant.
That's a good question. You said just NFL?
Yeah, what NFL player?
Khalil Mack would be disgusting.
Yeah. And this is a boxing match or MMA fight?
go MMA.
You pick. You
MMA,
pick.
MMA.
MMA, sure.
Oh man.
I think Max Crosby would be a hell of a fucking jiu-jitsu guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably feels like it may be the tattoos. I don't know, but it just feels like
Yeah. It's got to be. I would love to see Chandler Jones just because of John Jones. Like I just want to see like how good he would be. Like is it in the blood? Is it in
It's
the
his
family?
brother,
show?
right?
Are they related?
Yeah, they're
I don't think I ever
Yeah.
realized they were
Oh
related.
yeah, that's why I just made that comment.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'd
sure
love to
he's
see
got
that.
He also has another brother.
I mean, we saw Greg Hardy, right? We saw Greg Hardy move over, and he is just a massive dude, and he blew up. Like he got even bigger once he started fighting. And I went to a live boxing match of his. He was fighting a guy like 80 pounds less than him,
Holy
and he slept like Greg Hardy slept the dude in the first round. It was like a BS. Like I don't even know what the organization was called, but no, I mean some of these huge guys like they're gonna get slept in an MMA fight. But no, I would love to see Chandler Jones for sure.
What do you think? Are you a boxing guy at all, too?
I'm much more MMA. I watch some of the mainstream boxing, but not in the trenches with it at all.
How do you feel about the Pauls being boxers?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jake Paul is legit. Like, I think it's going to take him time to develop, and the challenging aspect to it is there's the business side of it, right? Like, he can't go and fight good boxers that don't have names because the fights just don't make money. So he's in a predicament where it's like, who do you fight? Who do you pair him with? But I actually think that for how long he's been boxing, I think he's actually pretty solid, and I think that he'll continue to get better. And I think he takes it very seriously. Logan Paul, on the other hand, to me, is not a boxer. Like what we saw this past fight, and then the one before against Mayweather, like he just doesn't have. He's almost too big and bulky now, and like he's athletic, but you can just tell he's not technical at all. But Jake's actually pretty technical. Like when you watched Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, that was an actual boxing match. But when you throw KSI in there with Tommy Fury, it wasn't a boxing match at all.
I saw KSI was so pissed off at the end of that fight.
They kicked the fucking thing. It was like, bro, shut up.
Yeah, I was like, grow up. This is a show. You did this for the show.
You're making, you made so much.
Anyway, let's bring it back to NFL for a second. Obviously, you're a big sports bettor, as are we. But I would say we're a little bit more casual with our sports betting.
A little bit more?
Definitely not experts in any kind of way.
Bad.
And I think a lot of our viewers and listeners are also kind of casual sports bettors.
I've been hot lately, though.
One thing that definitely we've been talking about, and just like we want from anyone who does do this more seriously, is like, what is some advice you would give to casual bettors? So if you're a casual bettor, what's the best way to be making money as a bettor?
Yeah. So first things first, I'm not a professional bettor. I always make that clear to everybody. I try to be a profitable bettor, but also try to have fun with it. So I'm kind of like a little bit in the middle. But what I would say is the most important thing, I'm going to give you guys kind of a different approach on this. I think it's just bankroll management. Like the goal is not to just try to make money. It's to try to make your bankroll last so you can actually bet for the rest of your life and enjoy it and have fun doing it. Because I think too many bettors are betting more per game or more per bet than they should be. And then they're betting less games. This is actually the crazy part. They're betting less volume than they should be. So if you look at what professional sports bettors do, they're going to have very small unit sizes, and they're going to diversify and bet units on so many different outcomes because they have a system and a model where, if you think about it, if you have a small edge, you want to get as many bets in as possible, right? But so many bettors are betting more than they should be on individual outcomes or games, and then there's variance that anything can happen, right? A center can fumble a ball, it could be a pick six at the end of the game, a fighter can tear his ACL. And anything can happen in an individual event. But I think my advice to bettors is lower your bet size per bet and then bet more volume. Sprinkle units across the board versus, if you're a $100 bettor and you're throwing $100, $200 on one outcome, especially a long shot or a parlay or a nerfy or a first TD bet, like that to me is how you're going to blow your bankroll. Yep. So my advice is lower your unit size, try to identify where you see value, and then, place bets across the board versus hammering one specific event.
I rip like 55 different parlays, but I just start just doing like straight bets, like $5 every time, and just
but the problem with $5 to win $750 just doesn't move.
But if you get a bunch of them, it makes sense.
Okay,
no, but $5 to win $750.
But that's what I'm saying.
Dude,
so all I'm hearing, I have blinders on. It's like
juice.
lower the units, but take all that volume, put into one parlay, and pray. that's literally. I've been so close in terms of if we're just looking at moral victories. I have hit so many parlays that I've missed by one leg.
Like 8 or 9 every week on multiple parlays.
Bro, I think in the first 4 weeks, all of us were within one leg of a parlay to win a couple thousand. To me, moral victories. Also,
So I have a rule that'll help you. So it's called the 90-10 rule.
Oh God.
90% of your bankroll on straight wagers, 10% on parlays or DFS slips, whatever. That'll always help you. If you're keeping 90% on your straight bets, 10% going towards parlays, so you can still have fun, take those shots, try to get the long shots in. Just last night, I had a 3-legger. I had Dak Prescott over 1.5 touchdowns. That was the one that lost. I had Micah Parsons. I had Micah over half a sack. And then I had what was the third leg? I had the rushing yards. Who was it?
For Eckler or something?
No. It was
wasn't the Cowboys minus 1.5?
Herbert. I had Herbert. I had Herbert over 10.5 rushing yards.
So I took that too.
He had 17 or 20 or something.
Yep.
And if Dak Prescott puts an accurate wheel route on that, wheel pass on that,
Tony Pollard.
What was it? Yeah, on Pollard late in the game. If he drops that in there, and then Micah Parsons finishes the game with that sack there at the end, like he did, I hit it. It was on underdogs, 500 to win 3,000, and Micah and Dak misses that throw.
All I'm hearing is fuck Dak Prescott.
Yeah, two thoughts here though. You said lower your units. So if you've lowered your units to 500, what was it at before? That's the first question I have.
Well, my straight bets, my 1 unit size is 1,000. And then I do like if I bet on a USC fight or an NFL game, like a team total or a spread, I go 1,000. And then my parlays are typically about 250. I do quarter units on the parlays, but I'm not doing like 10 team, 12 team parlays. They're typically like 2 or 3 legs.
Yeah.
I do 25 leg parlays weekly. They're pretty lit. Like $3.
No, they don't. You also hit one last year.
So I hit a $3 to win like 1,000 last year. But I've been going a little bit more aggressive. Last night it was $3,000 or it was $3 to win like 8,000, and yeah, it didn't get close to hitting. So.
Yeah, well, if you probably took a ton of overs, and it was a 17-10 game. So.
Bro, I'm just going through the fucking same game parlay.
But if we take
handle
that-
and just clicking
But
everything.
the problem with that is if we take the 90-10 rule, all of us here I think are working with $10. $1 on a parlay.
Dude,
I mean,
working
I'm
with
down,
fives,
but
I'm working with 5s and 10s always.
yeah, I'll throw 10. I mean, granted, now when we put together all 6 weeks of me throwing $25 every single Sunday and losing all of them, I'm down bad.
I will
but-
say the straight bets are usually 10 and then the parlays are 5, so it's a little different.
Oh, yeah, you go. Let's talk about some NFL future bets. We're curious to get from you what your bets would be on these future bets. So, and then we'll all go around and I guess give our pick as well. So, Matty, who would you say is the best future bet for MVP this year?
Yeah, so let me look at the odds real quick. It's just going to come down to the numbers. I mean, if you're saying like,
Oh, should we
yeah,
guess?
can we guess the top 10 MVP odds before we do that, though?
You have them?
I had them yesterday.
I can pull them up real quick.
I just feel like
Matty, you hopped in, by the way, halfway through an episode where we like to play a bunch of games. So we were doing some like guessing games of like guess the stats, things like that. We did a blind quarterback ranking, just looking at their stats, ranking the quarterbacks. So while we're in that mentality, before we get your best pick, let's play a little game. Adam's going to pull up the odds that he had, and we're all going to just go around, I guess. And so, Matty, before it comes up on your phone or
got it.
whatever,
he might have it already.
do you have it already?
The MVP,
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up now.
Don't
I have
pull
it,
it
I
up.
have it, I have it.
Don't
Don't
look
pull
at
it
it. Don't
Okay,
look at it.
okay.
We're gonna
All
guess.
right, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna guess. All right,
Guess-
we'll go around and we'll each get a guess.
Guess the top 10 odds to win the MVP in the NFL right now, okay?
All right.
Should I go first?
Go for it. Rip it.
Tua Tagovailoa.
That is number 1. Shout out.
Number 1.
Plus 450.
That makes sense.
Matty,
Matty,
you're
rip
up.
it.
I know Christian McCaffrey was like 20 to 1. I don't know if he's in the top 10 though. I'm gonna say he is.
Christian McCaffrey is number 6 at plus 1,200.
I thought he might have
guess.
fell down.
Good guess.
Wow,
I'm
1,200. It's low.
I'm going to go with his teammate Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at plus 1,000.
5.
I'll go Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is below Christian McCaffrey.
Wow.
He's there, right?
He is there at 7, yeah.
Oh, okay.
1,
Yeah,
2,
give me the
3,
number.
4. There's no numbers behind it, so I
my
failed math
bad.
multiple times.
Give me Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is number 2, plus 550. That was an easy one.
Matty.
Jalen Hurts, is he 9 or
Jalen
10?
Hurts is 3. Jalen Hurts
Oh,
is
wow.
plus 650.
Oh wow! I didn't think he would be that low or that
Mm.
low after the 3 pick game.
Jack,
I feel like that's
you
way
got to
too
do
high.
it. Jack, you've
I'm
been
going to go
talking.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Definitely not. Actually, they're 4-1 or 5-1, whatever it is.
Jared Goff is 11 at plus 3,000.
Oh,
Just outside the
just
top.
You want to hear
missed.
who? Well, I'll say
Josh
it after.
Allen. Did we say that yet?
Josh Allen is 4 on the list at
Yep.
plus 750.
And like, I don't know. He's definitely not. Tyreek
Trevor
Hill.
Lawrence.
Tyreek
Trevor
Hill
Lawrence in
is
there.
not there. Trevor Lawrence is there though at plus 2,000. He is 8, I believe. 1,
Oh,
2,
interesting.
3. He's 8.
Damn, how many are we missing?
You're missing 2.
Missing 2?
Missing 2.
Dude,
Both quarterbacks.
Both
Justin Herbert?
quarterbacks. Justin Herbert is 9
Okay.
He's
at
9.
plus 2,500. And last but not least, this guy's the exact same odds as Justin Herbert. Let it rip.
Daniel Jones.
Yep. Let it rip.
No.
Let it rip. Put it in gear.
Is Dak Prescott
Fred
there?
Warner.
Give it some throttle
Fred Warner.
and let it go.
Fred Warner should be an MVP conversation.
No.
Devon A. Chan.
No.
Damn.
Come on, Matty.
AFC or NFC?
AFC.
AFC. Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Anyone have a guess?
Well, I don't know.
Rip it. It's on everyone's head, but no one
Joe
else is saying
Burrow.
it.
Joe
Joe Burrow
Joe-
is number 10 at plus 2,500. He's tied with Justin
Joe-
Herbert. Jared Goff is below them.
That guy still plays football.
Joe
does.
Burrow's above.
Yeah, you
That's
asked.
crazy.
Jared Goff should
Jared
be in the
Goff
MVP
should not be
conversation.
that low.
Vegas does not think Jared Goff should be in the MVP
Vegas is
conversation.
sleeping. That's good value.
That
for
is
Jared
good value.
Goff.
All
All
right.
right, so now that we know that,
Now that we know that, Matty, who do you think is the Who do you think will win MVP, and who do you think has the best value? Like has the best value that we should bet on to win MVP?
Yeah. Honestly, before last week, I would have said Brock Purdy.
Don't do it.
But what is Purdy's number at right now?
Brock Purdy is plus 1,000. He has the 5th best odds.
I'm gonna say right now that's the best value bet because you're basically getting a buy low spot on him coming off of the bad game, and there really isn't a clear front runner. I mean, I know Tua has been good, but at 10-1, I'm pretty confident the 49ers are, they might lose another game or two. So if they run the table the rest of the season, only lose 1 or 2 more games, and Purdy plays like he did the first 3-4 weeks of the season, I think Purdy is the guy too. It's a cheat code having him like at $1 million salary. Like,
it's so
gross.
And 870,000, but who's counting?
It's insane.
Fucking wild.
He's still got a roommate that he splits rent with.
Well, he's saving money. It's a good cost.
Crazy.
That's
It's
nice.
actually really smart.
He's like 23.
You know where he lives?
I think he lives
Frisco.
in Nob Hill in San Francisco.
On Nob Hill.
Yeah.
Very nice. I know Nob Hill now.
Yeah, he knows Nob. We were
I
in
got Nob Hill.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used
I
to
like
live off
Timberline
Nob Hill
personally.
Road.
Now, does that value bet also correlate with who you think will legitimately win MVP?
Yeah, so preseason, as much as I was biased, I did take Jalen. So I'll tell you a story. Last year, I took the Eagles to win the Super Bowl preseason at 25-1, or no, at 20-1, and I took Jalen Hurts to win MVP at 25-1. So I got second place on both of those bets. And Patrick Mahomes ruined both of them for me.
Oh, so you hate
Patrick
And
Patrick
he's on the
Mahomes.
hit list, dude.
So you hate
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and then I looked at it this year, and like I like to put a number on what I think it's going to be before I look at the odds. And when I looked at Jalen preseason, it was like 11-1. I was like, why? It was like 11 or 12-1. I was like, why is the number so high? Because Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all those guys were like 6 to 8-1. I was like, I don't think it should be that much higher. So I actually made Jalen my preseason pick, and then I did Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl. I bet at 50-1. And I still like that Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
50-1. That's crazy.
That's
value.
legitimate.
Yeah. I like the Purdy value.
You like Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl?
I do.
We're gonna see a little
Also
preview.
like
We're gonna see a little
Dolphins.
preview of that this week.
Yeah, but per your logic, what happens now doesn't matter because it's who wins in the playoffs.
So you're going to lose this
So
week?
we're going to lose this week and Dolphins win the Super Bowl. That's how it works.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Adam, I know you have other games. Let's do one more game if it's a list of
It's
some
very
sort.
quick. It's very
and
quick.
then we'll get into some factor caps before we wrap up, and then
Can you guess who has the most game-winning drives in the NFL this year? Now, I would say
not.
guess the top 10.
As a
but
quarterback?
As a quarterback. Yeah, that's a game-winning drive. But
what quarter? Can you guess what quarterback?
Can you guess what quarterback has the most game-winning drives in the NFL right now?
All right.
I would say guess the top 5 because after 5, it's all tied with just 1. So
Okay.
guess the top 5
That's right. It's only been 6
quarterbacks with the
All
most
right.
game-winning drives this year.
weeks. That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Throw a name out if you have it.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud is not there.
Not there.
Not there. CJ Stroud
that
does
was
not
good,
even
though.
have 1.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is low. He has 1.
Let's go.
But he has not been put in the top 5.
So he's tied
according
for
to this
10th.
list.
Trevor Lawrence.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter is the number 1. Desmond Ritter has the most game-winning drives in the NFL with 3.
That's
Okay,
so
wait,
funny.
Maddie said somebody. Who'd you say?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is not there. He does have 1, but
Okay.
they didn't put him in the top 5.
Yeah,
so
Dak's
we're
better
going to
than
go by
Trevor.
this list.
How does Desmond Ritter have 3,
Desmond
bro?
Ritter, that is the number 1 reason I wanted to ask this stat. Desmond Ritter has the most game-winning drives in the NFL.
I just remember the Falcons were in a lot of close games. I was
That's
like,
why.
It's crazy.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is not there.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is not there.
Ew.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is also not there.
Damn, bro.
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson is also not there.
Tua.
is there with 1, but they put him at 4, and now after 4 and 5, they put him at. But I'm just going off the top 5, and they put him in that based off of other metrics.
Tua's
I
there.
guess. So
he has 1,
technically,
and Dak
Tua.
is not there, and he has 1.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. Look at the bias.
Everyone
Look
hates
at
Dak.
I'm just going off this list. I'm just going
He's
off,
like, Tua's there.
Matty, any other guesses?
I'm just going off the list.
So Tua's not there.
Tua is technically there.
He's in the top 5.
He's in the top 5.
So there's a bunch of guys with 1.
There's a bunch of guys with 1, but based off of this list, they put the top 5
making
based on
Felipe
other
mad.
metrics.
All right, Maddie, who you got?
So it can be a guy with 1.
There's only one more person with 1. I'll tell you that.
It's not Zach Wilson, is it?
Definitely not.
So,
I thought that was actually a decent guess.
Me too.
I'm on
thought he
Pro
had
Football
one.
Reference right now. I literally
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is not there.
Oh.
I
Kirk
put
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is also not
Josh
Actually,
there.
only one, so.
Josh Allen is not there.
Who the fuck is...
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is there. He is third with 2. Now, there is another person that has a second, but for some reason they put him over Jimmy
Watson.
G. Deshaun on the field is not there.
Off the field.
Off the
Off the field, he might be
he
there.
might be there. Come on, 2 more. One is tied with Tua. The other is tied with Jimmy
Jared
G.
Goff.
Jared Goff not there.
Kenny Pickett?
Jared Goff does have 1, but they put him at 6 on this list.
Deshaun
Oh, if they have
Watson.
one, they're all tied
Hold
for
on.
5.
I,
Hold on.
I agree with you. I'm just, I don't know.
Maddie, what'd you say?
Deshaun?
No,
Not
on the
there.
field, of course.
Kenny Pickett?
Tough.
Nope.
PJ Walker.
Nope.
Josh Dobbs.
Nope.
Justin
I don't know
Fields.
why
Stafford?
What'd you
Matthew
say?
Stafford
Justin Fields.
is the 5th person. They put him
Oh.
at. He also has 1, but Pro Football Reference, if you hit game-winning drives, they order it based off of other metrics, I guess. And Matthew Stafford has 1
Nice.
with Tua. Everyone, there's a lot with 1.
Is that all 5?
No, there's 1 more. The
He
technically
just
number
said
2.
someone. Maddie, who'd you say?
Justin Fields?
No, you want me to just give it to you?
No, I'm about to get it. Not Bryce Young because he has 0 wins.
Definitely not Bryce Young.
Baker Mayfield.
No,
Jordan Love.
no.
All right,
Come on,
go.
Jack. Who is your
Kirk Cousins.
no? Who is
Jared
one
Goff.
of your favorite teams this year?
Favorite teams this year? The 49ers.
No, one more.
The Lions.
Nope. Again,
I already said CJ
I have
Stroud.
a few. I don't know.
Who is your-
Texans.
favorite team outside of the Giants in the NFC East.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell is number 2.
Wow.
With 2. I don't know how they ordered it, but they go. The top 5 goes Desmond Ridder, Sam Howell, Jimmy G, Tua, Matthew Stafford. Hey, look at it. Don't fucking
That's
yell
the
at me.
5 best quarterbacks in football. You can't really. I mean, that's who you want.
I don't
With
know
the
what you
game
want.
on the line.
Yep,
Give me
Sam
Sam
Howell.
Howell, Jimmy G,
Bro.
and Desmond Ritter.
There's so many quarterbacks with 1, bro.
I don't know why I did that.
There's like 15 quarterbacks with 1.
I got one last question.
No, we got to wrap up, so I'm going to do factor caps.
Okay.
I said you get 1 game.
All right, let's go. Factor caps.
Hell of a game, Adam.
All right, Maddie, at the end of our games episode, what we call the CAPeteria episode, we like to do a little rapid fire factor caps. I'm going to give you a prompt, and you're going to tell me if you think it is factual
Sweet.
or captual.
Actual. Yep, that's how it works.
Let's go.
All right, factor cap. The Lions are a top 3 team in the NFC.
Cap.
Huge fact.
Huge cap.
I'm going to say cap. I'm going to say top 5, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the 5?
In order.
In order. All right, so I'm going to put the 49ers above my Eagles right now.
Good
So I'm
man.
going to say the 49ers. I'm going to say the Eagles. I'm going to say, oh man, they might be top 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't
Eagles.
see.
Don't let that Eagles bias show, bro.
No, he's
Honestly, I'm going to put them at 3. I'm going to put the Cowboys at 4.
Let's go.
Smart man. God knows
I'm
ball.
gonna put them at 3. I'm gonna put the Cowboys at 4. Number 5.
Seahawks.
I'm gonna put the Seahawks.
Yeah.
5.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. That's the 5, I think,
Good
consensus.
take.
Well done, the Bears.
All right, on the Lions again. Factor cap. Jared Goff should be in the MVP conversation.
You know how I feel about this. Fact.
I mean, based on the stats we looked at earlier, like
He's
yes,
been balling, dude. Give him his respect.
I'll say fact that the team's 5-1, and he's the quarterback on that team. He's actually been playing well and not just like being carried. And so, yeah, I'll say fact. He's not going to win because they're going to fall off, but
He's not going to win it, but he should be in the conversation
This is
because
a factor cap.
fact.
Okay, good man.
Because we just named literally 10 quarterbacks ahead of him, and yet
Yeah.
there are only 5 quarterbacks that are 5-1. And when we were doing our rankings earlier,
He was the best one.
He was the best one. So, yeah.
Maddie, you think factor cap?
I'm gonna say fact. He should be in the conversation for sure.
You like his value too at the 11th? I mean, I like that
don't
value.
nah, he ain't going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely value just based on their team success, and I think he has like a near 70% completion percentage, and he's been playing well. But I just still, no matter how much value you see in something, it's still hard to take that.
Yeah.
It's still Jared Goff.
All right, factor cap. Tyreek
Fact.
Hill is the Patrick
Fact.
Mahomes of wide receivers.
Fact.
Cap.
Fact.
Tyreek Hill's in a class of his own.
There's
never seen
not
it.
as big of a gap between Tyreek and the other guys as there is between Mahomes
Did
and
we
the next
not
guy.
yesterday say he's
That's
1A?
You said that,
is
not
true.
me.
No, that is true.
I agree.
What he said is
I
true.
agree.
What,
But
I
both
didn't
are
even
true,
hear
though.
it. I just hear Tyreek Hill and
See,
everything
that's
goes
the problem.
blank.
You guys don't listen to each other. What did you say?
I don't think there's as big of a gap between Tyreek Hill and like Justin Jefferson as there is between Patrick Mahomes and either Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, whover you have second.
That's fair.
That's
There's
true.
not
That's
even
fair.
close to a gap.
I agree.
I will say, though, we've never seen a receiver like Tyreek Hill in history. Matty's back. We've never seen a receiver like Tyreek Hill ever. And we've never seen a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. And so I would say fact because of that. I think like how they've kind of revolutionized the position in terms of play style, speed, and not just being a speed guy, but turning that speed into a weapon like in other ways as well. He's become a better route runner. He can go up and get it. Like he can do it all. So I would say fact.
So do we agree that Tyreek Hill, though, is in a class of his own in the wide receivers right now, though?
I don't.
Okay.
Matty?
Yeah, I'm gonna say fact. I've bet Tyreek Hill unders because there's so much value on them, and every time I do it, I get absolutely smoked. Like one big catch, and it's already like pretty much smoked every time. It's insane. So it's got to be terrifying for defensive coordinators to go up just against the Dolphins in general. But I love Tyreek Hill. I think he's the best receiver in the game right now.
Me too.
He's unreal, but I don't think he's in a complete tier of his own.
Do we think he's the most, real quick off of that, do we think he's the most valuable player outside of a quarterback? I know they were talking about that on First Take yesterday. And
I
think it's
Tua made
good
such a-
conversation.
Could be McCaffrey if he's healthy.
I mean,
the
I'm a
question?
Niners fan, but I still think Tyreek is more valuable.
Is Tyreek Hill the most valuable player outside of quarterback in the NFL?
I think he could be.
I think
I think the only
You saw
other
the
person
leap
you
that
could argue
Tua
for
made.
is McCaffrey, just because of the impact he makes as a runner and as a receiver.
Yeah, but they don't need him.
They don't need him. I think Tyreek's more valuable than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Tua would have never made the leap that he's made without Tyreek.
Hey, Shannon Sharp said, or no, Dan Orlovsky said Jason
I
Kelce.
Not bad.
I gotta keep moving through these factor
All right, let's
caps
go.
because we gotta wrap up.
Let's go.
Factor cap: the Browns are the best defense in football.
Fact.
Fact. Sure.
They've given
Fact.
Fact.
Yeah, probably fact.
Fact.
Yeah.
I
As of
can't
right
say
now-
it confidently. I think it's between them and the Niners. Niners defense are
Yeah.
great. They lost to the Browns, but they still played well against the Browns. Like
Yeah.
the Browns didn't annihilate them or nothing like that. So the Niners are still fucking great. You saw what they did to the Cowboys.
Matty, why fact?
Just their scoring defense alone. I think the Browns have been first or second all season in scoring defense, which is the most important. Like they might give up some yards here and there, but they're stopping teams from getting in the end zone. So I think you have to say fact.
Yeah. Factor cap: Justin Herbert is not a top 10 quarterback right now.
Cap.
Fact.
App.
Why?
Is it fact?
He crumbles, man. He's maybe some recency bias off of last night, but I just don't think he has it. Like it's funny because everybody, like a couple years back, clowned these organizations for taking him over Tua or Tua over him, and now it's funny because now the conversation is almost flipped. Where like, who would you guys take today? Would you take Tua today or Justin Herbert? Because now it's very debatable.
I would take Herbert. I think Tua's performing much better, and I agree with you that Herbert has been crumbling under pressure. But I think the situation that Tua has allows him to be great, whereas Herbert doesn't have a similar situation like that. But I agree with you in terms of performance. There's no debate. Tua has been outperforming him by a lot.
It also depends on what you prefer too. Do you prefer a guy that's like way more accurate, like Tua, who's just going to get the ball, put it in the right place, or like a guy like Herbert, who's just a gunslinger? Like I don't know.
I want the ball in the right place. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't know.
Last night
Well,
there
you
were
are
a couple
Giants
of
fan, so
moments
Daniel
where
Jones, but-
last night there were a couple of moments where Keenan Allen was wide open and Herbert missed him by a lot. So
Yeah.
Tua makes that throw.
I mean, if you look at the top 10 right now, you can make a case that currently, right this second, he is not a top 10 quarterback.
you're
Sure,
gonna
you
say
can make a
fact?
case, probably. Yeah.
Make a case for a lot.
I'll
of
say
things.
fact
lot
just
of
because I'm
things.
biased and I'm very insecure.
Okay. Next one. Factor cap: Jalen Hurts will pull a Carson Wentz.
Cap.
Do you want to explain what that means?
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, is Jalen Hurts about to pull a Carson Wentz, like have an MVP type season, and then the next year just like get exposed and like will get paid right before that season, then get exposed, play like shit. I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen, but like it's possible that is about to happen. I don't know.
So factor cap: Jalen Hurts will pull a Carson Wentz.
I'll say Cap. He's more talented, but like
Could be.
7 TDs, 7 picks right now. He
Hold
doesn't
up.
look good.
I don't think he's more talented than Jalen Hurts, actually. He was actually gifted as hell as a quarterback.
Than Carson Wentz?
Carson
You're saying the
Wentz is
opposite.
more talented than Jalen Hurts.
You
In
think?
my opinion, yes.
Ooh.
Now they're different style of quarterbacks.
off. Please,
They're different
go
style
off.
quarterbacks.
The floor is yours.
Thanks. No, give it to me. Carson Wentz has everything you want in a quarterback. I mean, he had the stature, he had the arm strength, he's
This is some
athletic,
Skip
he's
Bayless
mobile.
shit.
I love it.
It's not Skip
No,
Bayless
no,
shit. It's
please.
like
No, it's
I think
fair.
Matty
You
would
know.
probably agree with me. Carson Wentz is the
right.
prototypical quarterback. Now, he crumbled and his accuracy went way out the window, and like he had a lot of issues. He started looking like early Josh. His career went the opposite of Josh Allen. He was inaccurate, all this type of shit, had the body, but Josh Allen kept getting better. Carson Wentz, all that shit, he started going down. Jalen Hurts is a great runner of the football. He can pass. He's accurate for the most part, but he's not as gifted as a prototypical quarterback as Jalen Hurts is. So I think he's actually less talented. Or sorry, other way, as Carson Wentz is. So I think Jalen Hurts is actually less talented, but he's just doing more in the better system right now too.
So is Jalen Hurts going to Carson Wentz though?
I don't think so because I think he's too talented for that. I just think still Wentz is more talented than him. I think Jalen Hurts is talented enough to keep this up, and it's a new NFL now where the rushing really is a bigger factor than it was in the past, and I think he'll keep it up. I think Hurts will be fine.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maddie?
No, I agree. I think there's no chance of that happening. I mean, just the mindset and the commitment alone that Jalen Hurts has puts him above Carson Wentz. And you can't say he has 7 touchdowns to 7 picks and ignore the 5 rushing touchdowns. So it's 12 to 7.
That's a good point. It's a good point. I just saw 7 touchdowns, 7 picks on Twitter yesterday, I think, at some point. So I just wanted to say it.
All right, that's all the factor caps I have for right now, but appreciate you playing along. Maddie, you're a beast, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for coming on.
We got to get
Appreciate
you
you
on
guys.
again.
Who's the best underdog this week, real quick, before you go?
Oh man, best underdog of the week. Let me take a look.
Jack's trying to take notes for the gonads.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Dolphins?
I always do an underdog parlay every week, and it's hit a couple times.
Who's favorite, Dolphins, Eagles?
The Dolphins are a 1.5 point dog in
Ooh.
Philly. In Philly.
Oh.
Let's see.
Underdog play of the week.
The Jags feel like a trap, but the Jags are getting 3 at New Orleans. I mean, that's
That's I
crazy.
saw that line. That's gross. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Apparently, T-Law might not play, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you might be hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not like Detroit. Detroit's +3 at Baltimore. So
Yeah.
Baltimore was my second 3-unit play of the season this past week. And I'll tell you, they were -4. I locked them in a week early. It went up to 5.5. But I'll tell you what, that game was not even worth winning 3 units. Like, I had a heart attack the entire game. Like, John Harbaugh is the most conservative coach in the entire NFL. I've never seen anything like it. They 4th and inches, they kick a field goal every single time. The play calls are just beyond me with what they do. And somehow they won that game by 8, but it was not easy, and I was sweating like crazy. It's hard for me to – like, I would fade the Ravens as a favorite all season, honestly, the rest of the year. Like, the Lions getting 3 points with that defense in Baltimore, I think they went outright.
I do too. I
Right,
like that.
good
I like
take.
that.
All right, well, Maddie, plug your socials real quick. Tell our listeners where they can find you.
Yeah, it's just Matty Bets, Matty, and then Bets with 2 S's. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Be
Hell
sure to
yeah.
give him a follow.
Let's
and
fucking
Maddie,
go,
thank you
Maddie.
again for coming on, man. Great
Appreciate
time.
you guys.
We'll
Thanks
be
for
sure to have
having
you
me.
back. Good luck to your Eagles. I hope they lose. But thank you for listening to the Caps Off podcast. We'll see you next
All right,
time.
boys.
Peace.
Plus 1.5.
Subscribe.
Definitely make sure to subscribe and don't make them yelling and being too obnoxious. Take away from that.
Subscribe.
No, don't. That's too. He's doing too much. Just please do it to be cool.
Felipe, words of wisdom. 3, 2, 1.
Please subscribe.
Beautiful.
See how cute that is?
Well done.